Well, we are back in our grow room, and so far the only thing in here still is these kale plants, red Russian kale plants, which are looking an awful lot better than they did. They've perked up quite a bit since coming in here. But the reason why we're in here is our lights arrived. So we have 3 boxes, each with six grow lights in them. So these are, I guess you'd say, lower end grow lights, but because we were going with the shelves, we think they'll work. So let's get them unboxed and see how this goes.
Oh, the anticipation.
Well, we already did open one box.
The one came earlier in the day and we opened that one, and then these ones came later. Oh boy, he's making it last even longer, the opening. He breaks them before we even open them. Oh, they gave us a lot of zip ties. Must be a reason for that. Did they give you instruction?
I think so. So now we got to figure out assembling them, which I don't think is going to be too bad. Here they are.
Well, we know they come out in one block. So these are the 4-foot Barina LED grow lights we're attempting to assemble. So we've got them all kind of out of the box. These are what we have been using, the old fluorescents. This is even actually a newer fluorescent. These ones at least are T8s. These are T12s. You can see the big honking bulbs on them. So these guys just seem so teeny tiny.
Just like that.
And it should just slide in. Okay, wait. If all else fails, we read the instructions. So.
Aha.
Oh, he's got one in. Be very careful of the corners, it says. Sharp edges. So there's one in. Oh, they look much prettier once they have the reflectors on. Well, the installation of the reflectors is easy enough.
One of 18 or whatever we bought.
One of 18.
18.
Reflectors are on. So we will continue putting reflectors on and then bring it back. So we have our reflectors all on, and we've done a trial of putting 1 or 2 up just to make sure. So next step.
Haven't turned any on yet, but.
No, we haven't turned them on yet, but.
So they come with this little clip, which has got a swivel and everything.
You gotta hold it still for.
Pretty good. And we were going to just use S-hooks, but this is like a keychain ring. So they did not come with the wire, but we're going to just put the wire on sort of permanently to the light so that we can adjust the height. And I'll show you what we mean here in a second.
And one thing we learned was attach the wire before you clip the clip onto the light. It's a lot easier.
A little bit. Yeah, this is our first modification.
I suppose even putting the chains on is a modification because it did not come with the chains.
Yeah. So we'll put them on light here.
So the clip is actually quite simple. Just clip on one side, then you just push it down and it clips into place.
And that's
so easy. So far, very pleased with these lights. Like we say, haven't turned them on yet.
We're not yet though, so we'll see.
But and then Chris is just going to clip it up to hang it. This is going to be a shelf level here that we're going to be doing kind of the seed starts.
Yeah.
So we've gone very low,
but we could
to the
adjust
shelf.
That.
But that's the beauty of the chains, very adjustable. And the clips on them are very adjustable too, so it's very easy to pop them off and move them where you need them.
Where you want them.
Then you just pop the outside off, moved it over, and clip again.
Long term, you may not want to take them on and off a lot.
Well, they probably wouldn't clip as well in the long if you kept changing it, but
yeah.
We're not going to change it again, are we? Wow.
Oh, that's the plan.
This is permanent.
Provided they work okay.
There's so much stuff in our grow room that is not plants. It's getting hard to work.
Oh, we just keep having to move stuff around. That's all right.
Yeah, just moving things from point A to point B.
So we got one side up.
All 6 lights are on there on the 2 shelves. Well, the one is for the ground level and then the second shelf. So we're going to light it up and see what happens. Moment of truth.
Pretty much.
Whoa! Geez, Louise, I wasn't ready. Get your sunglasses on.
That's a lot brighter than the...
Holy Hannah. Did the bottom ones come on?
That's those ones.
No, you need to flick the switch on the bottom. There! Oh, now we're really glowing.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
That's a big difference from...
Holy. That's only 6 of the 18 lights.
Well, I'm kind of wondering if in the long run you actually need them...
Definitely not on the floor level. Holy. Move that one thing of kale over there just so we can see what it looks like under there. They're going to be like, ooh, look at my sun. Look at my light. Oh, they're going to be like, yummy.
They're very green.
Doesn't show in here because of the light.
Well, I'll get the other ones moved over. And,
Let me see if I go down, maybe. They sort of show green. Worth every penny?
Well, we'll see in the long run, but it's a lot brighter in here than it was with those old LED.
Although we will have to, I think you,
tubes.
now I see it, I think you will end up eventually doing the top shelf as well. Potentially, we may not need to grow that much, but because the light really lights the bottom, you could definitely grow a lot on the bottom level.
I'm going to start on the side where we don't have everything done. We have the lights for this side, but we kind of ran out of chain. So there are 3 lights we don't have set up there. But on the bottom, see, we've got our 3 lights hanging. And we've just put them down at the lowest setting for what we're going to do in the bottom. So we got those set up, but they're not hooked up. But on this side, you can see we've got these ones set up. And these ones set up. And then the second tier, with nothing on it, I just turned the lights on to demonstrate here. It's certainly coming along nicely. So we're going to put, for now, little pot lights in the side. And I don't know how well you can tell in here, but it's a lot brighter than it was with just the fluorescent tubes. So far, fairly impressed with them. Like I say, super bright. We'll see how the plants do. This kale hasn't been under here long enough really to tell. But our next thing to do will be to get some lettuce, a couple trays of lettuce planted in underneath here. We did go with, because these are kind of a bit of a, I say, lower end grow light. They came in a pretty good deal for 6 packs, so we bought 3 packs. 2 of the sort of full spectrum and the white, or like daylight. And then we bought 1 pack of the pinker lights, the purpley type pink lights. The reason why we did that was because we were looking at the spectrum of what they threw out, and the pinky lights threw out more on the red spectrum, a bit of a wider spectrum of red, and the whites threw out a better spectrum of blue along with green, which that's about as technical as we got. I'm sure others could spiel off a lot more information about this, but that's sort of what we went with, so we'll see how it goes. And then we have a few pot lights which have some LED grow lights in them as well. We have one of these lights upstairs with a stevia under it, and like I say, I just turned this on for demonstration purposes, but all in all, I don't think it's too bad. It's a lot of light. The next step is, like I say, get some lettuce growing, because that was basically one of the big reasons for having this room set up. But we do have some other plants that we want to try. We're going to share that in a bit. But we also want to restart our rabbit fodder system, because we think in here, and I don't have a thermometer in here to tell the temperature, but it does feel warmer for what that's worth than it did before getting these lights set up, although they don't seem to give off a lot of heat. They're warm, but they're not, these have been on all night, they're not that warm. We're hoping that with the light we can get some pretty good growth to help supplement the rabbits a little cheaper. It's kind of the look around. Ooh, it's all bright in here. And we are planning to eventually have a set of lights on the top shelf. For right now, you can see there's the that's kind of what they look like. That's the white sort of daylight lights. Yeah, they were pretty easy to assemble. They came well packaged and quite quickly, but all in all, not bad. The other thing I wanted to show, let's see if I can do this here. It's a tight space, it's very hard to film in here. But these lights are done in like a circuit, so you can attach up to 6 of them together. So on and off, which is kind of nice. So we're going to do them in sets, so they're not all on the same house circuit. All of these don't seem to be using a lot of energy. This is one of the little pot lights we have. So I've gone into these before. They're not bad, but I'm hoping in here with the reflectiveness they'll do a little better. But all in all, that's our setup. So we now have some space. We've just got to fill it with some greens.